Electricity, Part 2. As previously shown, as we increase the rotation of our magnet, we increase the number of cycles of electrons and magnetic waves over a given distance. Scientists have long been aware of the different variations or speeds of AC, and the entire range thus far observed is called frequency spectrum. Below is a chart of the various observations and effects on human consciousness as we observe electricity and its various rates of vibration. If we rotate our generator from 100 cycles per second to approximately 16,000 cycles per second, this is an area perceived by the human ear, and we call it the sound spectrum. This is because electrical energy, if strong enough, will displace or move air molecules, and this movement can be perceived by the diaphragm in the ear mechanism. Air molecules can be displaced at higher than 16,000 cycles per second, but most people will not be sensitive to them. However, animals such as dogs have extended hearing capacity, and that is why a dog often continues to howl after a siren has passed by, and to you, it is no longer audible. The area below sound, around 60 cycles per second, is the rate at which home appliances, light bulbs, and motors operate, and this is called the low-frequency part of the spectrum. Going further down in frequency, we approach the area below 1 cycle per second, and an area of between 1 and 5 cycles per second. This is called the ultra-low portion. Researchers studying low forms of bacteria, the ones that cause mold, pool algae, spoilage, and diseases, have noticed their vibrations to be in this area. This is the vibration that causes spoilage in foods such as apples. If you were to take 2 apples, one called a control, placed in a remote part of a room away from all pyramid devices, and place the other under a pyramid, the one under a pyramid would dry out naturally and be edible a year later, whereas the control would decay and spoil within 2 to 3 months. This demonstrates a high-frequency component of pyramid energy, and that is why in France and Italy they are using pyramid-shaped milk containers. The milk will not go sour at room temperature, but will gradually turn to cheese if not consumed in 4 to 5 weeks. Cheese is a natural state for milk to assume as the water evaporates, without danger of bacteria contamination. Now, do not assume 2 misdemeanors about pyramid energy: dehydration and destruction of bacteria. A few years ago, the American Food and Drug Association alleged that pyramids caused dehydration to water contained in life forms and therefore were unsafe for humans to be in. But after the federal government funded private research in 12 universities, the claim was refuted. What was shown was that the pyramid provided an environment for natural evaporation, where bacteria could not interfere with the natural process of preservation. This is how seeds are prepared by nature. You can take a seed that is 1,000 years old, dry, add some water to it, it germinates, place it in the soil, and it grows. The second misinterpretation is that pyramid energy destroys bacteria. Not true. Pyramid energy, only by adding its natural high-frequency components, raises the vibrating level of its surrounding, creating a level of energy that is uncomfortable for low forms of bacteria, and they are not attracted. An apple that has been picked from a tree has been removed from its natural source of energy, and gradually loses its high rate of vibrations. As the apple continues to discharge, the vibration lowers until it loses its protective aura. This sometimes takes weeks. Then along comes low-energy bacteria looking for a place to reproduce or culture, and the unprotected apple is its victim. However, if a pyramid is over the apple, the bacteria thinks the apple is still attached to a tree and will not harm or be attracted to the apple. The bacteria was not destroyed, only repelled. If pyramid energy destroyed bacteria, you could say it had a negative side effect. But this has never happened. If you place a bacteria-infested apple under a pyramid, it will continue to decay. The pyramid is only a preventive measure. Low forms of insects are often repelled by pyramid energy. Ants usually go in the other direction. So do mosquitoes, and mealy bugs leave plants when watered by pyramid-treated water. Bees, which are a high form of insect life, like pyramid energy. Without bees, flowers could not pollinate, and we would not have honey. Birds are also attracted to pyramids. One of the high-energy forms of birds, the hummingbird, will dart about in the presence of a pyramid when it is not threatened by an outside disturbance.